And then we're going to have the bolster on top of the blanket. So the blanket is acting like a wedge, and the bolster is rocking toward the wall. So I can see the blanket here, and then there's no blanket underneath the edge of the bolster, so the bolster actually tips a little bit. So that's how you want it, like that. So I'm going to show. And then take another blanket, and I have this thinner blanket around the house. So I'm folding it in half. And then after folding in half, I'm going to make an S fold. So I'm going to pull it back so it's nice and long, right, and not too thick. And fold the other side back. So I have a nice S folded blanket. Right, if you can see, it's a nice S fold. And this is my spine. This is my spine. So I'm going to put the blanket over here by my wall, by my props. And I'm going to tuck it under the edge of the other blanket. So it's just an inch or two tucked under. And this becomes my spine. All right, and I'm going to go get a prop. And so calming our nervous system is pretty important. And this is a 10-pound sandbag, right? If you don't have a 10-pound sandbag, you just go to the grocery store and buy a 10-pound bag of white rice and use it as a sandbag. It works just as well. All right, so we're going to go to Viparita Karani. And I'm going to sit on the bolster and move my hips back toward the wall. So I want my hips to, sits bones to get really close. So I'm trying to get my bottom sits bone to touch the wall. And then my spine's going to land on that other blanket. So I'm going to tuck my arm under, roll over, and I'm going to be too far from the wall. So then I have to skitch my way in. Right, so holding onto the bolster, lifting my hips, coming back down until I feel like I'm on a little bit of a seesaw. Right, and again, this is individual, how exactly close or far you get. So the bolster is going from my kidney region to my hips. So there's a little support in my kidneys. It's not just all in my buttocks dropping. It's just a slight release down with my groin so that they're really softening. And then I'm going to grab my sandbag and I'm going to bend my knees and put the sandbag on my feet and then straighten my legs and let my legs be on the wall. So you might have to fudge a little bit. You'll figure it out. So that the tops of my thighs are really soft, dropping into a space, but not so far as to overbend my lumbar. And then I'm going to roll my shoulders back, bring the inner shoulder blades down away from my ears, and I'm going to flop my hands so my palms are facing up, like that cactus or goalpost type of position. The elbows are bent and relaxed, palms are facing the ceiling, back of the neck is long, and in this position, there should be a sense of lightness through the kidney and heart, lightness in the throat, and more openness in the lungs because of the vertical blanket. So then you want to come to this position. And take some smooth inhalations and exhalations. Allow the lower belly to be really quiet and soft. Allow the legs to relax completely. And if not today, the next time you do this, when you have a sandbag, to feel the weight of the sandbag and surrender to the weight. Just receive that weight and feel it as you receive it in your legs and how that connects to your hips. And to come out of the pose, you just slowly bend your knees. You can let the sandbag just kind of drop behind you. No need to worry about that. And then slide back. Bring your hips to the floor. Knees out to the side for a moment. And then bring your knees together, raise your right arm, roll to your right side. And then slowly push yourself up to a sitting position. Namaste.